लाइव स्ट्रीम ही नहीं आ रही यार. So I believe I'm visible. दिखाई दे रहा हूँ सबको. Good evening, my students. Good evening. Evening की spelling सही है? EVENING. So it's been 8:30 and I believe I'm visible. There is a light, so you may have some issues related to the light. And hello, good evening. कैसे हैं आप लोग? How is you all? How many of you have seen the video? क्या चांद में वाकई में एलियन है? Me? How many of you think that yes, चांद में सच में एलियन है? नहीं देखा, वीडियो देखा ही नहीं होगा आप लोगों ने. It seems हमने वीडियो नहीं देखा. अनुज, हाँ भाई हाँ, ये लाइट का कमाल है. So good evening everyone, this is Vineet Pandey and I was going through the comments. I was actually kind of scared. I was nervous when I recorded this video. राघव गुप्ता जी, कोई गुड इवनिंग नहीं, सीधा वेबस्टर पे जा रहे हो. वेबस्टर का टॉपिक नहीं है. इफ यू आर हियर फॉर वेबस्टर, प्लीज स्टॉप दैट. Today we will complete Canterbury tales in detail. That is the motto of this video. Before I start the video, because other students are taking time to be live, so I will take 2-3 minutes. Till then we will talk about the idea, why did I go for Chandrayaan 2 video. First thing, literature is the mirror of society. साहित्य समाज का दर्पण होता है, और वो समाज जहां पे 130 करोड़ लोग, जो हिंदुस्तानी 130 करोड़ है और बाकी पूरी दुनिया, they are just thinking about the greatest event, Chandrayaan, Vikram lander and Pragyan rover. So this was the most important part, that I actually started wondering that even in literature people have talked about moon. बहुत सारे references हैं चांद के. हम गानों में बात करते हैं चांद तारे तोड़ लाएं, या चांद सी महबूबा हो मेरी. ऐसे बहुत सारे रेफरेंस हम मून के लेते हैं. ऐसे बहुत सारी बातचीत मून की करते हैं. When there was no telescope, no vision and the binoculars to see the planets, then also people had 9 grahas and 9 planets. हमारी राशि, राहु, केतु, चंद्र ग्रहण, सूर्य ग्रहण. So these were the reasons that I actually got inspired, that do we have references of literature. So being an English teacher, I went for English references. Otherwise मैं हिंदी references में भी जाना चाहता था, और मुझे लगा वीडियो बहुत ज़्यादा बड़ा हो जाएगा, तो I couldn't go for that. And second thing ये भी था कि I was nervous. I thought students won't like it. They'll be like that we are not concerned about what's happening around. हमें तो सिर्फ नेट से मतलब है. ऐसा भी होता है कई बार, उन्हें पसंद नहीं आती गैर जरूरी चीजें. और ये भी मुझे था कि मैं डालूं या ना डालूं. फिर एक चीज दिमाग में आई कि क्या मैं वीडियो एडमिशंस करवाने के लिए, पैसे कमाने के लिए बनाता हूं, या सिर्फ इसलिए बनाता हूं कि मेरे पास एक आइडिया है जो मुझे कन्वे करना है. तो आई आस्क्ड माई सेल्फ that why did I record my first ever video on YouTube, my other videos on YouTube? What was the intention? Intention was to share my thoughts, my imaginations. So this thought, it led me to record. I went for it, and I was very happy telling my assistants that no criticism at all. I was telling them I will have 50% abuses, 50% positive messages, but then I got totally surprised, 100% positive message. So that's credit goes to you all. Thank you so much. And here we have around 200 students. So let's talk about Canterbury Tales written by Geoffrey Chaucer. Now, please make sure you have pen, paper, and you write down each and everything. So before we go for Chaucer, I'll give you some important details. 1066, Norman conquest happened. Norman conquest is also known as Battle of Hastings, and it was fought near the Hastings area between William the Conqueror and Harold Godwinson, the king, Harold Godwinson. And Harold got defeated by William. They played a trick. They started saying that Harold is dead, Harold is dead, and Harold's army started running. They were like, our king is dead, why should we fight? So वो लोग भागने शुरू हो गए. And Harold, he wanted to tell his army, tell his people that I'm still there, I'm not dead. He removed his helmet. He became defenseless, and this resulted in his death because William knew that if Harold removes his helmet, we can kill him. So technically, one arrow was shot in his eye, and Harold died. After this, the Anglo-Saxons, the Anglo-Normans, they became the strongest tribe, and they removed all other minor tribes like the Danish, the Scandinavians, the Rovers, the Vikings. इन सबको भगा दिया. अब 1348 में, in 1348, Black Death. 1348, okay, I'll speak slow. Many of you are writing ki dheere bolo. Okay, I'm slow. Please note it down. 1348, Black Death. It is one of the greatest disaster. Why? Because 1/3 population died. Like 33 people out of 100 died. So Black Death was the game changer. People started doubting religion, religious people, the doctrines, and religious performances. They were like, why people are dying those who have purchased pardons? उस समय दोस्तों एक system था that you can buy pardons. There was a system. Suppose you go to church, you tell that I have killed one man. They will say, okay, $100. You say, I have killed two men. They're like $200. Suppose you say, I have killed thousands of people. They were like, okay, $10,000. So in short, they had some kind of money, amount of wealth fixed for your crime. And if you pay the particular amount for your crime, the amount was paid to the church. Church would say that you are totally free of your guilt, free of your sin, and you will go to heaven. When 33% people died, even the popes, bishops, they started dying because they had no idea that Black Death is a plague, and if we touch bodies, we will also become the part of it. They were like that. They didn't understand the epidemic, contagious that it was. So in short, all these people died, and for the first time, people started doubting religion. And this was the reason that Wycliffe, he became the leader of the movement, Lollards, Lollards. Lollards were the people, those who were actually causing awareness against the church authorities, false practices of church. Do this thing, hold on, do this thing, listen to the lecture because this will be uploaded with you and you can watch it whenever you want. You can note and you can write down your notes. You can make your notes. Now, Wycliffe was the first leader. 90% students reading from basic sources, they just know one man, Wycliffe. You have to remember John Purvey, Purvey. John Purvey was the second leader of the Lollards movement. Now, Black Death not only questioned the religion, it also gave enough chances to have social equality. Whenever there is an epidemic, the most vulnerable class is the labor class. जब महामारी फैलती है तो सबसे ज्यादा वाट किसकी लगती है? सबसे ज्यादा कौन फंसता है? गरीब आदमी. पीने को पानी नहीं है, साफ जगह नहीं है रहने को, बहुत ज्यादा कंजेस्टेड है, बहुत ज्यादा जगह नहीं है अच्छे से रहने के लिए. So whenever there is an epidemic, the poor class, the labor class, those who have no sanitation, they are the most vulnerable class. तो इंग्लैंड का लेबर क्लास खत्म हो गया. अब अगर इंग्लैंड का लेबर क्लास खत्म हो जाएगा तो जो बचा हुआ लेबर है उसकी क्या वैल्यू होगी? बचा हुआ लेबर, the remaining labor, they went for price hikes. Moreover, they were welcomed in the palaces for the duties. They were first time allowed to enter in the palace, to see the castle, to understand the king and kingship, and they started demanding equality. They started demanding sanitation, water, and moreover, they said, we are paying tax to the king, we are paying tax to the church, then we also need something back from the king and the church. सोशल सिक्योरिटी. सो टेक्निकली समाज बराबर है. तीसरी चीज, ब्लैक डेथ के साथ एक चीज और भी अच्छी सी हुई थी, वो ये दैट इंग्लैंड एंड फ्रांस वर हैविंग रेगुलर वॉर्स, एंड फ्रांस इंग्लैंड का वॉर वाज फॉर 100 years. इट इज प्राइमरली नोन एज 100 years war, started from 1337 to 1453. In 1337 to 1453, it went like 100 plus years. One student asked me that 1337, 1453, it's more than 100 years, then why are you calling it 100 years war? तो ऐसा नहीं कि वो हमेशा लड़ते रहते थे, होली दिवाली भी बनाते थे, छुट्टियां लेते थे, तलवार अलवार दोबारा ठीक करके लेके जाते होंगे, बंदूक गोलियां खत्म हो जाती होंगी. In short, they would have some minor treaties, 6 months treaty, 1 year treaty, then fight back. So it approximately went for 100 years, right? फातिमा जी पढ़ लो आप, ये तो यहाँ सॉल्व नहीं करूंगा, ये तो नहीं सॉल्व कर सकता ना फिलहाल आपका क्वेश्चन, आप पढ़ लीजिए. आई थिंक आपको बताया गया कि आज टॉपिक होगा. ओके, सो कहाँ पे था मैं? This will distract me. I won't be able to get involved in the lecture. So either you please note it down or I'll just stop reading the comments क्योंकि disturb हो रहा है मुझे. Please note it down what I'm teaching. I'm switching to Canterbury Tales. Remember this. So क्या हुआ कि जब war हुआ और England defeated France 3 times. Battle of Crecy 1346, Battle of Poitiers 1356 and Battle of Agincourt 1415. 3 battles में England defeated France. The first battle 1346 and 1356. These were the game changers because it inspired English people to have their own literature, their own language, their own national identity. Because when, we are Hindu, we are Muslim, we are Sikh, we are Christian, but when we play cricket with Pakistan, we become Indian. So the same thing was in England. They were Anglos, they were Saxons, they were Normans, they were Danish, they were Scandinavians. But when they fought against French, they all became English. So technically, these wars helped England to develop their national identity as a nation. Now, remember this point that, I'm sorry, I just read one more comment. So now what happens here? That once they have developed the concept of English language, they started demanding a language of their own. And this was the reason that Chaucer, during 1370s and 80s, started working on English literature. And this is the reason English language was developed by Chaucer. And here we're going to talk about Canterbury Tales in 1388. It was written. गुरप्रीत सिंह, दिस इज वेरी बेसिक. आपको इन डेप्थ पढ़ना है, रिसर्च कभी करना है तो हम आराम से बात कर सकते हैं, बट दीज आर माय स्टूडेंट्स, इन्हें बेसिक्स से पढ़ना है. आई नो आपको बहुत ज्यादा आता होगा, लेकिन हम बेसिक्स पढ़ाना जरूरी है मेरे लिए. प्लीज लेट मी टीच. सो क्या नाम है आप, कहाँ पे था? हाँ, कहाँ पे था? कैंटरबरी टेल्स. कैंटरबरी टेल्स चॉसर ने फ्रेंच और इटालियन के बाद लिखा. चॉसर रोट इन फ्रेंच 1372. बिफोर 1372 it was in French. French was the oldest and influential language, the language of aristocratic class, the language of superiority, the language of supreme class. So Chaucer initially wrote in French. Then 1372 to 1384, he was on a diplomatic tour of Italy. He met few writers and got inspired by many of them. It did not meet everyone, remember this. Few writers and few books. So he read the books of Petrarch, Dante, Boccaccio, got inspired and wrote in Italian. Now we switch to English. 1388, the first book written in English, Canterbury Tales. Many of you have read this in your courses as prologue to the Canterbury Tales. Prologue means a preface. Preface is used in the prose version and prologue is used in poetic version. Prologue to the Canterbury Tales actually introduces the characters only. And the Canterbury Tales is the complete stories of the characters, their narrations, their introductions, and their stories told by these characters. Now, from this point, we will talk about all the important points. So make sure remember that. हर्षिता पांडे, मैग्ना कार्टा 1215 में आया था भाई. देखो, अगर आप मेरे साथ इंसाइक्लोपीडिया वाला गेम खेल रहे हो, आई एम डैम गुड, आई कैन आंसर. लेकिन लेट मी टीच. 1215 में आया था, किंग जॉन था शायद. मैग्ना कार्टा बोलते हैं, फर्स्ट रूल बुक बोलते हैं, और वर्ड्सवर्थ की लिरिकल बैलेट्स को रोमांटिसिज्म का मैग्ना कार्टा बोलते हैं. एंड एक्चुअली आई हैव अ टेक्स्ट ऑफ मैग्ना कार्टा. Okay, so come back. Up 1388, Chaucer's Canterbury Tales is actually written in a format of travelogue. Means There is a travel narration, but can we say it's a complete travelogue? No, because in every travelogue there is always the description of landscape, and here we have minor descriptions. So technically, format travelogue hai, but it's not completely a travelogue. Now remember this thing that अब यहाँ पे क्या होता है that these people, there are many people, they are going for a shrine, and the name of the shrine is Thomas a Becket. So Sir Thomas a Becket's a great saint. He died, and his burial place became a shrine. Remember, Thomas a Becket, the famous shrine, is based on the life and death, the burial place actually of Thomas a Becket. T.S. Eliot used the same person as a character in his famous work Murder in the Cathedral, which is an Elizabethan style tragedy. Remember, T.S. Eliot was the modern writer, wrote Murder in the Cathedral in Elizabethan style. So remember this thing, Thomas a Becket. Sometimes people confuse it with Samuel Beckett, so don't do that. Now, why these people were waiting for each other? Chaucer has clearly mentioned this, that these people, those who were going for the shrine of Thomas a Becket in the month of April, they were waiting for each other because it was not safe to travel alone. Chaucer has mentioned this, that highway robberies were very frequent. Traveling alone to a distance was not safe. That's why there are many people, many pilgrims, many travelers. They are waiting for each other, and they are all staying in an inn known as the Tabard Inn. Tabard Inn has a very jolly host, Harry Belly. Harry Belly is the host of Tabard Inn, is a good man, a smiling person. Now, they are waiting for each other, and once they are in proper numbers, they set off for the journey, and the journey starts in the month of April. There's a beautiful line, the opening line. April is the month of showers. So make sure you remember that. April is the month of showers. So this is the opening line. And remember, T.S. Eliot in his famous work Wasteland will take the reference of opening line of English literature. The first ever written line in English. April is the month of shower, the opening line of Canterbury Tales. T.S. Eliot takes this and write it showing the pathos. April is the cruelest month. That's the line in Wasteland. So make sure you remember that. Now, these people, they are in numbers, and there's a question people ask, that how many pilgrims are there? 30, 29, or 31? So remember this thing. Here we have 29 pure pilgrims. Please remember, 29 pure pilgrims, those who are just pilgrims. Now, if we add Harry Belly as a host, because Harry Belly was also going to the same shrine, Harry Belly is also the part of the group, then we have 30. And if we add Chaucer as a narrator, as a writer, and as a pilgrim, because Chaucer bhi to ja raha tha na, Chaucer ne to observe kiya, Chaucer observed everyone. So technically we have 31. In paper, just answer 30. Because most of the people, they do not take Chaucer as a pilgrim. They say Chaucer is just a narrator. But remember, friends, when you teach, Chaucer also told stories. Chaucer is equally the part of the pilgrims. So make sure you remember Chaucer is also a character. Harry Belly is also involved. Now, when they start for journey, Harry Belly is the one who suggests the idea. He says that every person will tell 4 stories, 2 while going to the journey and 2 while returning. So the main plan is that if there are 31 characters or 30 characters, every person will tell 4 stories. So technically Chaucer's idea was to write 120 stories, or we can say 31 multiplied to 4, 124 stories. Now remember, there are only 24 stories written. Thank God he could not complete 124. Aapko sab padhna padta. So we have only 24 stories, and remember, the storytellers are only 23. 23 log, 24 कहानियां. How is this possible? 23 log, 24 कहानियां. कैसे होगा? Chaucer told 2 stories. So they may ask you a question, how many storytellers are there? 23. How many stories are there? 24. Who told 2 stories? Chaucer told 2 stories. Now, Harry Belly gave the idea. So who gave the idea? Harry Belly. In which month they started the journey? April. Where they were going? Thomas of Becket's shrine. Now, Harry Bailey, he suggested the idea of the storytelling and he said, let's draw the lots, means the lottery system to find out the first storyteller. So what happens here? That they draw the lots. One of my students, he said because king was the king, so that's why he was given the first chance. राजा को नंबर वन इसलिए नहीं बोला क्योंकि राजा था. ईमानदारी. There is here we have social equality. So what happens here? King got the lucky coin or lucky tag. So technically through the lottery, Knight became the first storyteller. And Knight talks about the story of Palamon and Archite. They are in love with a girl. It's a tragedy. Both of the friends, they fight for one girl and it results in deaths. Now remember, please remember this point. Palamon and Archite's story has been taken from Boccaccio's Tessida, Tessida, Boccacio. Market guidebooks and ordinary teachers won't teach you this. Please remember, Boccaccio's Tessida inspired Chaucer's Knight's Tale, Tale of Palamon and Archite. Second thing, Chaucer's Knight, who talks about the royal story, the story of chivalry and the royal romance, this story was used by William Shakespeare and he wrote Two Noble Kinsmen. They may ask you a question that Shakespeare's pick the book written by Shakespeare, which is a retelling of Chaucer's Knight's Tale. Two Noble Kinsmen. That's a comedy, a dark comedy. Remember this. Now, after Knight, there are many others who come one by one to tell the story, and here I'll be telling you the important people who have told the stories. So most important thing here we have is Wife of Bath. Wife of Bath is one of the most strong character, strongest one, a strong female character, and is unique in her own description. Remember, Wife of Bath is known as the first feminist character. Now, when Wife of Bath talks about her fashion, she comes from Bath, she says that she is married for 5 times. That's the question. Why she was married for 5 times? Like she was going for next husband, like getting rid of one husband, she would go for another one. So here she says that she is married for 5 times. And why she was married for 5 times? Because her 4th husband died. And can you believe she fell in love with her 5th husband during the cremation of 4th husband? So 4th husband is being cremated. She is eyeing upon the 5th young boy. She falls in love with the young boy, 5th husband. And then she tells that she fought with her 5th husband. She became deaf. She can't hear because her husband slapped her hard. So this is English literature. And she also tells the story that how her husband slapped her hard and how she controlled her husband. How many of you want to know how to control husbands? Yes, 5th husband का नाम Jenkin है. Jenkin is the name of 5th husband. So how many of you want to know how to control husbands? लिखो यहाँ देखते हैं कितने लोगों को पता करना है. Secret. नहीं, not sovereignty. Chaucer is not the first feminist, buddy. Chaucer criticize कर रहा है इसको. मनमीत जी, आपका जो मैसेज है असिस्टेंट के खिलाफ, वो आपका गुस्सा दिखा रहे हैं. ठीक है, हम बात करेंगे, लेकिन आपको पता होगा कि यहाँ पढ़ाई चल रही है, इमोशनल नहीं. अदिति अर्पिता का केस वो लॉयर्स के पास है, डीसीपी के पास कंप्लेंट फॉरवर्ड हो गई है. थोड़ा लीगल मैटर है तो आराम से टाइम लेता है, वो लाइटली नहीं लूंगा, वो जाएगी जेल में. छोड़ो इसको, काम की बात करो. लेट्स गेट बैक टू टॉपिक. विनीत पांडे डिबेट्स, ट्रबल्स, क्वेरल्स में इन्वॉल्व होकर विनीत पांडे नहीं बना है. उनको साइड में करके पढ़ाई करके बना है. अवॉइड थिंग्स, get back to studies. Okay, so I'll tell you, but one thing, don't tell it to people that I taught you this. Okay, अब देखो क्या होता है. She says that once her husband was reading a book loudly where women was insulted and किसने लिखा बेलन से. Okay, so her husband was reading a book where a woman was insulted and he was reading it loudly. She didn't like it and they started fighting. So her husband slapped her. Wife of Bath fell in the ground and became unconscious. Now, fifth husband Jenkin, he thought that wife of Bath is dead. He went close to her. She was lying in the ground, and fifth husband went close to her to feel the heartbeat. And the moment he took his ear very near to her heart, she wrapped the neck like this, drew him inside, and punched. And that's how she controlled her husband. सही है? सही आया नहीं आया? शमीम अहमद, आप तो कहीं और चले गए हो भाई. So what happens here? That's how she controls, and she talks about her story. And the story is she talks about the King Arthur's courtier, a courtier who has been accused of raping a noble woman. King Arthur's wife, she says that get me the answer. What is the thing desired by most of the women? And if you give the right answer, you will be pardoned. Otherwise, you will be hanged. So अब क्या होता है कि there is a story. Story कौन सी है? Wife of Bath की. Wife of Bath tells us the story of King Arthur's courtier. He has been accused of raping a noble woman, and King Arthur's wife, she says that take 1 year, come back with an answer that what is the most desired thing by a woman, and you get the right answer, you will be pardoned. So this boy, he keeps on wandering, going and answering people, answering women, what do you want? Someone says beauty, I want to be like Helen. Somebody says I want to be super rich. Somebody says I want to be young forever. Somebody says I want to be loved and respected. Somebody says I want to control. ठीक है? People, इस तरीके से बहुत सारी बातचीत होती है. And then what happens? He is clueless. He has no answers. So he comes back. And when he returns, he finds out some women. And one of the old filthy women, the ugly hag, she says that I can answer you. मैं आपका answer कर सकती हूँ. I will give you the right answer. But the condition is you will have to marry me. अब बंदे के लिए इधर कुआं इधर खाई. He was like, अरे यार, मतलब अम्मा से कौन शादी करेगा? बूढ़ी अम्मा से, वो भी old ugly hag. She has been mentioned as old ugly hag. So he was like, better to get married to an old woman than dying. So he's like, okay, हाँ फंस गया राघव. Yes, exactly, फंस गया वो. तो उसने कहा चलो ठीक है, समझदार तो था ही. So he was like, okay, he gets married. And then जब शादी हो जाती है, thank you, जब शादी हो जाती है तो इसको बंद कर दे. तो शादी हो जाती है तो क्या होता है कि she says कि okay, you kiss me. So हाँ, पहले क्वेश्चन पूछती है कि do you want me loyal, beautiful, sorry, loyal and filthy, loyal and ugly, or beautiful but a cheater, but a deceiver? So he says, no, I want you loyal and ugly. Then she says, okay, kiss me. So he kisses her. She becomes young and beautiful. And then she says, sovereignty. Sovereignty means complete control over the loved ones. That is demanded by a woman. And that's the best thing. So remember this thing, that what a woman desires the most is the complete sovereignty, complete control over the loved ones, the lovers, the husband, the boyfriends. Complete control matlab they should not think about someone else. So that's a common human nature, right? After this, wife of Bath questions Jesus Christ. Now please remember, is cheez ko yaad rakhna, mark my words. Questioning Jesus Christ is a strong message that wife of Bath is questioning religion itself. What happens in Bible, there is an incident. Jesus Christ was thirsty and he wanted to drink water. So he found few women fetching water from the well, and when he asked water, one of the women, she tried to give him water, but Christ denied. Christ said, no, no, no. You are married for 5 times. You are an adulteress. You are a kind of prostitute. I will not take water from your hand. Now remember, one of my online student, bada pyara question tha, can we say Chaucer is feminist? Chaucer's description of wife of Bath is not the praising one. He is criticizing, so he is not a feminist. It is the wife of Bath who is maintaining her identity. And when she says that why Jesus Christ denied somebody, a woman who was married for 5 times, because she says this is not adultery, this is experience. And that's how wife of Bath becomes one of the strongest feminist character. 5 बार शादियां अपने आप में एक्सपीरियंस है. एक सीधी सी बात है, हम लोग मैरिज काउंसलिंग के लिए जाते हैं ना, जैसे बहुत सारे लोगों को आपस में बनती नहीं है वाइफ से, हस्बैंड से, तो क्या करते हैं, वो जाते हैं किसी सीनियर के पास कि आप हमें थोड़ा बताओ जी कि डिस्कशन कैसे करना चाहिए. अभी somebody has written a board that okay, expert of marriage counseling, married for 1 time for maybe for 10 years happily, so you go to him. What if somebody has written married for 5 times, been with different women, been with different men? So you know that the person knows much better. Wife of Bath calls it experience, and that's how she becomes the first feminist. Remember this thing. And one more point, that Wife of Bath questioning religion is the strongest point. Wife of Bath is the most important character in Canterbury Tales. Now, second thing, nun priest. Nun priest is very important character because the tale he has told is known as Beast Fable. Nun priest की जो tale है वो Beast Fable है. Now, what is a Beast Fable? Have you heard the story of Chiku Khargosh, Sher Khan, Bagheera, some moral tales? बचपन में चंपक वंपक पढ़ी है? Have you read some Champak, Nandan, Balhans? मैंने तो बहुत पढ़ता था. So there is a Chiku Khargosh, he uses his wits to befool the big animal. These are called beast fable, where the animals are showing us moralities. Yes, Tenali Ram animal tale nahi hai. No, Tenali Ram nahi, animal tale nahi. So what happens here, that we have a rooster. It is the story Chanticleer and the Fox. So Chanticleer is a rooster, a cock, a murga egg, and he's proud of his wife. He has 7 hens. Remember दोस्तों, उसके पास 7 hen है, 7 मुर्गियां हैं, ये याद रखना. But the closest one is Pertolate, Pertolet. Pertolate is the beautiful wife, the hen, beautiful hen. She is very close to him, and now this man, he sees a dream one day that he has been taken away by a fox. He tells it to his wife, Pertolate, that I have seen a dream, I am taken away by a fox. So the lady says that, why are you scared? Why are you scared of a fox? This is not manly qualities. You are a man of muscles. So he's like, okay, I'm fine. Then next day, he finds actually a fox. And the fox says that I like your voice, the way you speak, the way you sing. And that's this, gives him confidence. He's flattered. चापलूसी करता है तो वो मुर्गा बहुत खुश हो जाता है. तो he starts singing. hen माने वाइफ, उसको वाइफ समझ लो यार, hen को. तो जैसे ही वो ऐसे मुंह उठा के कुकड़ू कू करता है ना, fox catches him by neck, runs away. So remember this point. Now this point is very important. Fox has taken Chanticleer from his neck and is running away, and the old women, daughter and other hens, they are all trying to chase the fox. Remember this thing. This is having a heroic description. The chasing of the fox by the old women, her daughter and hens, is compared to the Trojan War, the scene where Achilles is chasing Hector. So Achilles जैसे Hector को chase कर रहा है, heroic description है, please remember that. And the name of the fox is Don Russell. आपको कोई बुक नहीं बताएगी, कोई गाइड बुक नहीं बताएगी, और नेट में ऐसे क्वेश्चन आते हैं, व्हाट इज द नेम ऑफ द फॉक्स इन द स्टोरी? डॉन रसेल. प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस. वेरी नाइस गीतांजलि सिन्हा. हाँ, क्लास स्टूडेंट हो गीतांजलि, आई नो यू. सो बड़ा अच्छा लगता है जब क्लास के बच्चे आंसर करते हैं. सो रिमेंबर दिस पॉइंट हियर. नाउ आफ्टर दिस वी हैव सम वल्गर टेल्स. वी हैव अ कारपेंटर एंड अ मिलर. मिलर एंड रीव. कारपेंटर रीव को बोलते हैं, रीव कारपेंटर है. Miller says that I will tell a story. He is a drunkard man, and he starts telling. Okay, wait. I didn't complete the story. Now the rooster is in the mouth of the fox, and he says that open your mouth. Those who are chasing you, you must abuse them. You must demotivate them. So fox opens the mouth to curse the people, and then the moment he opens the mouth, rooster is freed and goes to a tree. One more thing here, the concept of burning the wings. Pertolate, the honest wife, she burns her wings. वो अपने पंख जलाती है. That's a message that a loyal woman should kill herself or sati ban jana chahiye उसे, or she should go for sati tradition if her husband is in danger. So Pertolate, she burns her wings because she thinks that her beauty is no more required when her husband is in danger. So make sure you remember that. Now the Reeve and Miller story. Now please remember, Chaucer as a narrator, as a responsible writer, he warns us that yes, Chaucer says that yes, this is a vulgar tale, you can skip it, you can avoid it, and moreover, those who are still reading it, we plead sorry, we plead guilty. So what happens here? That Chaucer already tells that this is a vulgar tale, so you should read or not read, it's totally your choice. Miller tells a story of two young boys who seduce the wife of carpenter. Carpenter, Reeve, doesn't like it. And then Reeve tells another story of boys who are seducing Miller's wife and daughter. So technically, these two tales are known as vulgar tales. Now, after this, remember the point when wife of Bath was telling her story, she ended the story with a question that what is the need of chastity in marriage? So make sure remember that wife of Bath, she questioned what is the need of chastity in marriage. तो उसका जो आंसर है, this will be answered by the student, and the student will answer this. कौन सा स्टूडेंट है? ऑक्सफोर्ड का स्टूडेंट, क्लर्क ऑफ ऑक्सफोर्ड. He tells us the story of patient Griselda, Griselda. Patient Griselda का स्टोरी बताता है वो, and he says that there was a lady, she was married to a husband, but husband never trusted women. He thought that women can't be trusted, women is always deceiver, women is always a cheat. So he asked his wife that if you are a wife, a loyal wife, give me a promise. So on the wedding night, he said, promise me you will never ask me any question. Now she says, okay, I will never ask you any question. So when they have their first baby, husband takes the baby away and comes back telling that I have killed the baby. Women doesn't ask anything. Then they have another baby, and it's a baby girl. Again, father takes him away and comes back with the message that he has killed the lady, killed the girl, baby girl. Then she doesn't question. He keeps on torturing her. She never questions. He keeps on troubling her. She never questions. And after 25 years, around 25 years, he brings a young girl saying that she is my new wife. Do you have any objection? She says, no, I have no objection. In short, she never questions. Finally, husband becomes very happy and then says that this young wife is actually your daughter. I didn't kill my son. I didn't kill my daughter. I just wanted to see how much loyal you are. So once the story ended, clerk of Oxford says, have I answered all? क्या मैंने सबको answer कर दिया? So technically, he is answering wife of Bath. Now remember, the another story which is important is told by Parson. Parson's story is not a story, it's actually a prose sermon. Please remember this point. It's a sermon where he talks about the Satan, hell, heaven concept, and then 7 deadly sins. So make sure remember that. Concept of sin and evil is also mentioned because Parson is just preaching us. Then we have Nun Prioress. The story of Nun Prioress is also dealing with religion. Here we have a city dominated by Jews and Christians are minorities. There is a Christian boy of 9 years or 10 years, and he is singing a hymn, a Christian hymn, O Redemptive Soul. So the song is O Redemptive Soul, means O Almighty God. So this young boy is singing the song and going in the streets. Satan doesn't like it. Satan sends his messengers to the Jews and they provoke them. They say that this Christian boy is challenging you by singing a song in front of you. You must kill him. The Jews kill the boy. When the boy's mother tries to find out the boy, she doesn't have any idea. But Jesus Christ starts giving her thoughts in the brain. She finds her kid dead in a pit in a hole. एक गड्ढे में फेंक देते हैं उसको. Boy is dead, but he's still singing "Oh Redemptive Soul." वो अभी भी वो गाने गा रहा है. And then he says that I have been blessed by Virgin Mary, and I've been given a pearl on my tongue. उसकी जबान पे एक मोती होता है, pearl on his tongue. And it says that I'll keep singing until you erect a monument for me. So they make a monument for him, and then he stops singing. Again, a message that God is with you if you are very loyal to the God. These are the important tales you must remember, and there are some minor tales you can avoid. Now remember, there are 4 characters who have been praised by Chaucer. Chaucer ने 4 characters को बड़ा praise किया हुआ है. And these characters are, the first one we have parson, then we have plowman, then we have clerk of Oxford, and we have knight. Remember, knight has been praised because he participated in holy war. Knight participated in holy wars. Knight always fought for the sake of righteous things. Knight always was dedicated to the church and did not fight for unnecessary things. Parson. Parson is the poor authority of church. He belongs to church, but he is honest. He is not like partner, monk, summoner, those who are the corrupt people. Parson is very honest, but Parson is equally concerned about the deteriorating condition of the church. दोस्तों, Parson कहता है, if gold rust, what shall iron do? Parson says that if gold rust, what shall iron do? This is not chai, this is water, pani. And then we have plowman. Plowman is brother of Parson. Remember, there are 2 brothers. Parson, plowman are brothers. Plowman is very honest. He pays his taxes regularly. He pays his taxes to the church. He pays his taxes to the king. He's an honest man. Then clerk of Oxford. Clerk of Oxford is the one who has more books than his own weight. अंदाजा लग गया होगा कि खुद के वजन से ज्यादा किताबें कैसी होती हैं. So has more books than his own weight, is dedicated to study. We can compare this character from Robert Browning's Grammarian's Funeral. In Grammarian's Funeral, Robert Browning talks about a person who actually dedicated his life to learn. अगर आपने Robert Browning का Grammarian's Funeral पढ़ा है, तो उसमें जो चर्च के स्टूडेंट्स हैं, वो बोलते हैं कि we must cremate our teacher at the top of the mountain because he was not an ordinary man. So Oxford student, he is also the same person. And yes, 2 of my students are studying in Oxford University, PhD कर रहे हैं. Dipanita Sehgal, she has already recorded a lecture with me. वो YouTube पे available है. And Shubhra Saxena, batchmate of Arpita Karwa. ये मेरी batchmate थी Shubhra. They were batchmates. Shubhra Saxena Irish Murdoch पे PhD कर रही है. We had a word. And भगवान ने चाहा तो 6 महीने में I'll be in Oxford, but not for study. घूमने जाना है. I want to see Oxford, and obviously if I go there, I'll definitely go for some lectures from Oxford. Background लेके Oxford का. So and this will be in 6 months. So हाँ, Pilgrims 30 हैं. Now these are 4 characters who are praised. Now the special characters who talk about social conditions. There was a question in NET exam that how many types of people are mentioned in Chaucer's Canterbury Tales. 3 types. This is a question 2016 का है. Noble class, which is royal class. Second, ecclesiastical class, religious class. And third one is commoners. Commoners में doctor, student, reeve, miller, shipman, cook, ये सब आ जाएंगे. So make sure remember that 3 points. Now what happens here? Partner is a drunkard, and partner starts insisting that I want to tell a story. So he says, okay, you tell the story. Now partner, before he narrates the story, he's already drunk, he's so high, he doesn't understand what he's telling. वो सब कुछ सच बताता है. वो कहता है, भाई, I am not a partner. He says, first of all, I am not a right partner. I pick nails, tooth, monkey's paw, these things to impress people. I go to villages, remotest areas. I talk about life, death, and philosophical things. and I ask people to confess. तो कहता है कि मैं तो फ्रॉड हूं, मेरे पास बंदर के पंजे हैं, किसी का दांत है, किसी का relics. कहता है these are the magical things. People believe that I do magic. And then he says I ask them to confess. So when they confess, then I ask them to pay amount, cattle, या तो अपना पैसा दो या जानवर दे दो, और point, if they are not able to pay money, I force them to offer their daughters or their women. So he says कि अगर मुझे पैसे नहीं मिलते हैं, पशु नहीं मिलता है, तो मैं उनकी औरतों या लड़कियों को अपने साथ ले जाता हूं. That's how he accepts his crime. Now he tells us the story. He says that there were 3 friends. They get the news that one friend is killed by death. तो 3 दोस्तों को पता चलता है, 3 friends get to know that their 4th friend has been killed by death. So 3 friends that decide to kill death, but they don't know कि death कहाँ है, where death dwells. Nobody knows. आपको पता है death कहाँ मिलती है? Anybody? दिमाग लगाओ. I'm asking a good question. Death कहाँ मिलती है? अरे हेल में नहीं मिलती भाई. हेल तो सेकंड स्टेशन है, डेथ फर्स्ट स्टेशन है. ग्रेवयार्ड में नहीं मिलती है, अर्थ पे, कोर्ट में. इसलिए पक्का कोर्ट केस लिखा हुआ है. होल्ड ऑन. ओके. नाउ आई विल टेल यू. Death, be not proud. Death, be not proud. Thou, you dwell in poison, sickness, and war. Thou art slave to fate, chance, and king, and desperate man. John Donne की famous line है, Death, do not be proud. You are not dreary, you are not scary. I know you dwell in war, sickness, and poison. And you also follow chance, fate, kings, and desperate man. ये जॉन डन का रेफरेंस है. This is how you have to remember literature. Feel literature. मजे से पढ़ो. So what happens here? कि अब देखो, an old man meets them and he says, do you want to know death? Okay, I'll tell you. Go to the oak tree, and that oak tree has death. So they go to the oak tree and there they find gold. So जब gold मिलता है, so 3 friends, तीनों, they become very greedy, and 3 of them they try to kill one another. So 2 of them kill one, and one already has mixed poison. So the 3 of them die. Message is greed is the root of all evil. It's a question of net exam. So Gardner says greed is the root of all evil. He himself is very greedy. Then we have Sumner. There was a question in net whose face was very scary. Sumner's face is full of spots and marks. उसको शायद फेयर एंड लवली नहीं मिलती थी, तो वो वहां पे स्कैरी फेस है. He loves garlic, leeks, onions. खाने का बड़ा शौकीन है, and 1 नंबर का बेवड़ा है, and is die hard drunkard. There is a line, for a quart of wine he would lend his friend to have his concubine. थोड़े से अमाउंट के लिए of wine, थोड़ी सी शराब के लिए वो अपनी मिस्ट्रेस भी अपने दोस्त के साथ शेयर कर सकता था. So this kind of man he is, right? Now apart from these characters, we have Knight's son, Squire. Squire has been praised for being as fresh as the month of May. Remember the line. Question in it ka, who was known as fresh as the month of May. So remember, this is Squire. Now second thing, Squire is irresponsible, does not take interest in politics, in day-to-day affairs and social activities. वो सिर्फ टाइम पास करता है. Then we have Monk. Monk is a strong-built, muscular man and loves hunting in special. So Monk is also corrupt. He goes for huntings. Then we have Doctor of Law. Doctor of Physics. This doctor is also a corrupt doctor because during 1348, the Black Death, all these doctors, they made enough money. उन्होंने बड़े पैसे कमाए. And this doctor, he says that if my patients are not able to give me money, I take their gold. कह रहा मैं उनके सोना चांदी ले लेता हूँ, earrings रखवा लेता हूँ. सोचो कैसा डॉक्टर होगा. And he says कि मैं लालची नहीं हूँ, मैं उस गोल्ड से एक्सपेरिमेंट करता हूँ. For gold is cordial in physics. He loved gold in special. So Chaucer talks about individual characters. Chaucer talks about their personalities. Like here we have the personality of nun prioress. Nun prioress is a kind of unique character. She keeps on pretending that she comes from very high class, aristocratic class. She speaks in French so that people will believe that yes, she has royal connections. She pretends to be very sophisticated. वो बहुत एक्टिंग करती है कि मैं बहुत सॉफ्ट हार्ट हूँ. And how does she pretend? She cries when she finds a rat trapped in rat prison. अगर उसे जाल में ट्रैप में माउस ट्रैप में एक चूहा मिल जाए, she cries. And she speaks French. She follows table manners. हम में से 90% को टेबल मैनर्स नहीं आते. हम तो खाना खा के थाली छोड़ देते हैं वहां पे. टेबल मैनर्स में होता है, you can keep fork and spoon in a way that yes, food was good, food was bad, disaster. तो मुझे ज्यादा अच्छे से नहीं आता है, मैं भी कोई सरकारी स्कूल से पढ़ा हुआ हूँ. But she follows table manners and all types of artificial things. She is having a brooch and it is written Amor vincit omnia. Love conquers all. Yes, her name is Madame Eglantine. You can write that thing. Nun prioress is actually trying to talk about her relation with the aristocratic class to have an impression on the other junior class or the junior mates. Then we have a shipman. Shipman was a muscle man like me. So क्या होता है? Shipman उसमें story है that he was always strong in the water and whenever he fought someone in water, he always had upper hand. वो गला दुबा के he would drown his enemy in the water. So make sure remember that, right? Now, along with these things, please remember when Haribeli questions Chaucer, he says, "What man art thou? Who are you? What man art thou?" So Chaucer says that, okay, I'll tell you a story. So Chaucer tells the story of Sir Thopas. Remember, Tale of Sir Thopas, Thopas. Thopas is actually a royal dynasty. आपने दाढ़ी बनाई तो ब्लेड आपको याद होगा, टोपाज. टोपाज का ब्लेड आता था ना. That Topaz is actually a Swedish royal dynasty. याद रखना, वरना बोलोगे मेरी से नहीं बताया. भाई नहीं है गे कैरेक्टर यार, कैंटरबरी में रुक जाओ. I'll tell you, बता दूंगा. So अब पता क्या होता है? Thopas, he sees a dream, and in the dream he finds the princess of nymphs, परियों की रानी, परियों की राजकुमारी. So when he wakes up, he is in love with the परियों की राजकुमारी. He is in love with the prince of nymphs. He wants to get married. So he starts searching. So he goes day by day, he's searching. One day, he finds a dragon. And dragon says that I'm the bodyguard of the princess. You cannot meet her. I'll kill you. So Thopas says, okay, I'll come back. Thopas goes back to get weapons. But Chaucer's, this narration was in poetry. And Haribeli says, Namor, Namor, Namor. For God's dignity, Namor. Haribeli कहता है, प्लीज रोक दो, बहुत हो गया, बस नेमोर नेमोर नेमोर, फॉर गॉड्स डिग्निटी नेमोर. कहता भगवान के लिए चुप हो जा, नहीं सुनना तेरे को, ढंग से नहीं बोल रहे. Then Chaucer says, see, I am not well versed poet like you. अब देखो, Chaucer has written complete Canterbury Tales, and as a character he shows that he doesn't know how to write versification, rhymings. He says, I don't know rhymings. I will say a little thing in prose. Chaucer says, I will say a little thing in prose. And then he tells us the story of Tale of Melibœus, which is in prose. So make sure remember, Chaucer told two stories. Tale of Sir Thopas was stopped by Haribeli. Chaucer told another story in prose, which is Tale of Melibœus. Make sure you remember अच्छे से, याद रखना, ठीक है? दूसरी चीज, पार्सन की टेल भी प्रोज में है. So there are two tales which are in prose. Make sure remember that. 8 ecclesiastical characters, 8 religious characters हैं. Monk, friar, summoner, pardoner, parson, nun priest, nun prioress, and second nun. Technically 8 characters. Monk, friar, pardoner, summoner, nun priest, nun prioress, second nun. कौन बचा? एक बच गया. पार्सन बच गया, कोई बच गया? एक रिलीजियस पर्सन अभी मैंने बोला था बच गया. So please watch the video again, you'll find it. So these are the characters. Female character कितने हैं? Nun prioress, wife of Bath, and second nun. 3 characters. Now, Chaucer's Canterbury Tales is famous because Dryden said it is. He's the first poet. He is the first writer of versification. Chaucer को father of English poetry बोला Dryden ने. Matthew Arnold said, "It is with him our real poetry is born." There was a question in NET exam that why Matthew Arnold criticized Chaucer for lacking high seriousness. So Chaucer lacked high seriousness according to Arnold. Arnold was a classicist, believer of classics. So Arnold का कहने का मतलब था, तो सोचो, आप खुद सोचो. Arnold wanted to say, if you are a great man talking about a great content, your style should be great. आपको क्या लगता है? Great man talking about great things, style should be great. Chaucer is a great writer talking about social reformation, but style is sarcastic, satires, mock heroic, मजाक उड़ा रहा है, कोई लहसुन खा रहा है, कोई प्याज खा रहा है, फालतू बातें बता रहा है. So Arnold says that Chaucer's style is not serious. Arnold has also criticized Shakespeare for not giving moral messages directly. Chaucer gives moral messages indirectly. वो भी Hamlet में सबसे ज़्यादा message है. So that's how Arnold was against Chaucer's high seriousness. He said कि Chaucer high seriously नहीं है. Along with these things, remember Spencer called him the father of English language. He is the well of English undefiled. Now, I'll do this. You can share the video. You can share this video with your friends. This is a public video. I'm stopping it here. I know Canterbury days में कुछ और important points है that I'll be giving you in online classes through audio mode. 1 घंटे से ज़्यादा हो गया तो बहुत ज़्यादा भी कर नहीं पाऊंगा, कुछ और भी काम है मुझे. और कल एक टेस्ट है. We are going to take a test from my class, and my class students are already told to remember 10 world classics. तो उसमें बहुत सारी बुक्स हैं, हम डील करेंगे. ड्रीम ऑन अ मंकी माउंटेन है, और हाउस ऑफ मिस्टर विश्वास है, ये पढ़ के आना है उनको. माय सन स्टोरी है. तो ऐसे बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस हैं. सो वी आर स्टॉपिंग इट हियर राइट नाउ, एंड soon we'll go for culture studies, open session for culture studies. So those who haven't subscribed, please subscribe, because if you subscribe and you go the notification thing, so you will get immediate message that Vineet sir is live. You won't miss my lecture. This lecture is available. जिन्होंने late join किया, those who joined me late can watch it from starting. You can share it with your friends, and yes, ask your friends and teachers to work hard. There is no support. You can see मेरे पास कोई support नहीं है. Whatever I summed up, I did not take any use of, I didn't any help of any material, any book, any reference. All is here. All I want to say is that if you want to be like Vineet Pandey, 7 net and double JRF, this should work very hard. So, and this is possible. मैं भी आपकी तरह सरकारी स्कूल और गांव से निकला हूँ, और सरकारी स्कूल की लाइफ कभी बताऊंगा मैं आपको. कभी कभी याद आता है. Sometimes I remember. एक बार घर में लाइट कट गई थी, हम लोग बिजली का बिल नहीं दे पाए थे. इस लाइट देख के याद आ रहा है. तो होता रहता है, पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ है. और आज खुश हूँ, अच्छा लगता है कि पापा प्राउड है मुझ पे, मम्मी प्राउड है, और अच्छा लगता है कि कुछ तो अचीव किया. सो थैंक्स टू गॉड. आप सबको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सपोर्ट करने के लिए, और भगवान करे इसी तरीके से मुस्कुराता रहो, क्योंकि आप सब साथ में हैं. गॉड ब्लेस यू ऑल. जय हिंद.